Hey guys, and welcome back to STL TV Live. Now joining me in the studio is Lindsay Pattan. She's a social media guru and also owns a traveling vintage boutique store. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on. Now you have a million names on Twitter and like Heartland Underdog, Miss Ohio Vintage. Where did all those names come from?
Well, I started Miss Ohio Vintage in 2010, February of 2010, and it's actually a favorite song of mine by Gillian Welch, an alt-country singer. So that's where that came from. And then our fashion blog, Heartland Underdog, is just kind of a little blurb about what we do, and we're kind of the underdog. We're the vintage wearing, budget shopping fashionistas of St. Louis.
So fashion on a budget. So tell us a little bit about your blog. What can we find on there?
Well, at Heartland Underdog, you can find little tidbits about different Fashion Week coverage, what shows we really like, and then we'll recreate those outfits and kind of talk about that. My personal style a little bit, and some street style captures of the girls that work with us, our models, friends.
For those who are kind of interested in doing the vintage thing and are not quite sure how to go about it, how is your style enhanced through the vintage look? How do you do it?
Well, Miss Ohio Vintage has a lot of customers who are introduced to vintage through us. So we mix in vintage pieces. I have an 80s bodycon skirt on right now with more modern pieces. So I'm wearing an H&M jacket.
Okay.
And we kind of show them how to pull in vintage basics with what they already own.
What are some of the vintage basics that you would say?
We do have a lot of leather skirts, which is a great piece for mixing with what you already have in your closet. Good little pumps, just classic, low heel, peep toe. Those kind of things are really easy to mix in.
Cool. And so were you always like a vintage girl, or did you just so happen to stumble upon it and you loved it? How did it happen for you?
I grew up with my parents going to and managing a few estate sales, and so that really got me into it. But my little sister, Lauren, was always super into it in high school, and she kind of inspired me to, add it into my own style more. And so in 2010, I thought, why not try it out again?
Right.
And now I'm addicted forever.
And now you have a traveling boutique. How do you have a traveling boutique? How does that happen?
We started out, I do love social media, and we started out just kind of on Etsy and selling our stuff online and pushing it on social media, and we saw that a lot of people liked it, so we decided to go out and meet those people, and ever since we've been doing these great events. So that's how we kind of got to be a traveling boutique. We go to bars, restaurants, boutiques, anything you can really think of, craft fairs, Boo Fest, and we sell there and meet new people and show off our fashions. That
is so cool. Now, what are some of the events that you started out with doing?
We started out Green with Indie. St. Louis Craft Mafia is a great organization for anyone who's looking to do something like this. We did a couple of their shows. We did a lot of stuff with bars and restaurants, the Stable, the Wood. They always kind of had us come by and do our thing, and were really supportive. And then we moved on to some of our own stuff, like Handmade Happy Hour and a few of the other events we do now.
And we're going to talk about those events coming up in this next half. But first, talk about some of the pieces that you have. Show us some of the pieces that you have and what we can find at Miss Ohio Vintage. MOV, just so you know.
So we have two little collections here. One, MOV Classics. These you can find at Byrd Style Lounge, and this new spring collection for MOV Classics actually launches on April 14th. We have some nice little handbags and shoes, a little bit dressier but still wearable during the daytime. Then we also have a black and white collection going in there. It's got some nice designer pieces and this great leather skirt.
That is a great leather skirt.
A lot of stuff like this. These beautiful pants.
My size.
They're really great for mixing, again, with stuff that you already own.
Right.
But they also stand out by themselves. You could wear either of these things with a plain t-shirt even, and it would definitely stand out. And we do more of our designer stuff there. This is a Bill Atkinson sheer blouse. Love this one. He stopped grading in the 80s, I believe, and he's a great background, so we really like his stuff.
Now, what would you consider vintage? Stuff made past the 80s or before the 80s, I'm sorry, or?
A lot of
What's
people have
vintage?
their own definitions for what it really means. Technically, it would be 20 years old, with retro being 15 years old, but we kind of let it slide a little bit. Sometimes we love the 90s,
Yes.
so we throw in some 90s stuff every once in a while. But we do like to keep as much from about 89 and before.
Great. You guys, we have a lot more coming up with Lindsay. They have a lot of events coming up that you do not want to miss. Don't go anywhere. Remember to keep up with STL TV and all of the great events going on around St. Louis. You have to friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can always catch us streaming live at stltv.net. Before we go, take a break. Check out this featured hot job brought to you by Slate and Missouri Career Stores. Keep it locked right here at STL TV. We'll be right back in a few.